All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. I apologize for the late start. The intent is always to start on time, but man, time is flying by right now. Cynical Optimist is the first one in. Thank you for being here, Cynical Optimist. And Michael is second. I suspect some other folks will roll through as people. I know that some folks are looking forward to this. So, and then Passport OG is saluting the folks. All right, I have Passport OG backstage. We're gonna do three. We're gonna go for the trifecta today. And as you'll see, as I always say, when he comes, his entire library is a treasure trove. I think that's the right term. It is a treasure trove of content, very well crafted and very well put together content. Okay, I often joke that he should be a part of the AFI, the American Film Institute. But yeah, so I'll play the intro. We're going to get a word from Theo F, and then I'm going to bring up the Passport OG, and we're going to go back to the Passport OG Theater this morning. So, where did this topic come from? So I'm going to admit that because of where I come from, see, in this world, we're all living in different worlds, and not everybody is privy to the same information. But if I'm out talking to younger people, especially Black boys, what skills should they cultivate at an early age to have a chance to get into cloud engineering?
Read. You need to know how to read. This is the one area where we're having an issue. Reading. Can you read? Can you follow instructions? But can you read? So the books you saw, I have books here, right? I mean, let's get another one. Gen AI on AWS. Okay, here another one. Automation. How about this one? Agentic AI Bible, right? I've got a whole shelf, and I can literally just sit here for a while and pull books off the shelf. Can you read? Can you actually pay attention? Can you sit down and read 3 chapters and take notes? So, where did this topic come from? So I'm going to admit that because of where I come from, see, in this world, we're all living in different worlds, and not everybody is privy to the same information. Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to Big Discussions 76, my original channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. So I was thinking about this yesterday. I know that in a recent offering, maybe about a month or so ago, I did state that hey, one day I might hang them up and not YouTube anymore. I think that was shortly after MTR went to Thailand, and he speculated on a similar thing. But I was also leading up to this one. I have a science job, and it's a little stressful at times. And hosting Passport OG, having people looking forward to seeing my collaboration with Passport OG. Shout out to our Jersey Lioness here. Interacting with you all, talking, laughing, having a good time. I enjoy this. So I'm not going anywhere tomorrow, but I was just thinking that this adds a lot of value to my life personally. So it means a lot to be able to come and hang out and create content. Still a small channel, but yeah, this means a lot. So I appreciate the support. I appreciate the interaction, and I appreciate the donations. Thank you, Michael Ross, for the $5 super sticker. So with that, everyone, let me bring up the Passport OG. This is a rare day. I haven't done this in a while. this is going to be a double header. So one of the things I was doing before booting this up was getting my questions together for BGS and more. We're going to talk about the richer sex later on, and some aspects of this will probably intersect with what me and Passport OG are going to talk about today as we watch his stuff. So without further ado, everybody, let me get my applause ready here. Let's welcome back the Passport OG.
Oh. Konnichiwa, Big Discussion 76 様。久しぶりですね。
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, long time to see. Long time to talk to you.
Hey, man, yeah, I appreciate you coming back. It's like that. I mean, we all have lives, and whether it's work duties or elder care or tennis matches. Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for these times that we do get to collaborate.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And I think I shouted her out, but our Jersey Lioness said, "Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one tomorrow." So we, as content creators, we don't all talk all the time, but we do have ways of getting in contact with each other. She saw the 20th, well, the Passport OG 20th Century Fox that I made up with Chat GPT. So I know how to use Chat GPT now to rejigger images now. So I was able to next time we'll do Paramount. Go ahead.
Well, one of the issues we run into when we talk about stuff is talking about copyrighted music, because we can have a lot of discussion about just the kind of music then versus now, and you have to be really careful because you can use really small clips, but just talking about the music itself is really difficult to do on YouTube, but it just generates spirited conversation because it's an evergreen topic.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. I know Officer Charles Faulkner. Hey, Charles, he was able to somehow play entire songs in his streams, and I don't think YouTube ever got him. I don't know, but you were able to put it and drop in these little.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's touchy. Maybe you have to demonetize the stream, or you have to just. I don't know. It depends on the song. It's touchy. It's touchy. It's you have to be very particular about how much you play and which parts you play. So it's not very easy.
Okay. For the most part, have they left you alone? Or
well, kind of, sort of. Like, it depends on the song, right? Because sometimes if the song is owned by like a corporation that really cares about it, they'll come a couple of days later and say, you got to cut it out. But generally speaking, I haven't had as big a trouble if I keep the clip short enough to just demonstrate the music and then use it as a talking point.
Okay. AB Media says Charles is not monetized. Okay. Well, years ago, AB he was able to get away with playing these long stretches of songs. Okay, I don't want to hold this up. Passport OG, do you want to say something about tennis and what's been going on with you and your little cupcake? Because I know Funky Academic. He talks all the time about him coaching his kids and him teaching his kids how to beat the crap out of the other kids. And you and I exchanged that your daughter was.
Yeah. So if you understand, like the school system here, school starts in March. It actually starts in April. Graduation is in March. So you have April, May, June, and then you have like the first test, like the first big test. And then after that big test is all systems. It's like all rockets go for the summer tournament. So all of the junior high school, elementary school, high school. I don't know if you've heard of Koshien. I've mentioned it in my videos. Like, the reason why Hideki Matsui is so popular is because he dominated Koshien. And Koshien is like the summer tournament. It's like the summer high school tournament where all the teams play one big high school baseball tournament, and you have the best high school baseball team in Japan win the game in late July, early August, right? And so that happens for every sport. So my daughter was playing tennis. What, last weekend? It was like the beginning of the city rounds, and unfortunately she didn't win. But it's just that this is the it's like the how you have the NCAA tournament, and it's like the one shining moment, all of that. Like this is that for like all the sports like right now. So there's one.
Okay.
If she had won last weekend, I would not be on tonight, but she didn't. So
okay. And you said she ran up against
she played pretty good player. She played a pretty good player.
Okay. All right. So thank you for being here.
Schedule.
Okay. So Trust, our Jersey Lioness, says, yep. I think that was her looking forward to this. This is right up my alley. Hey, AB. Chance Rogers, thank you for being here. That's one reason I'm using Sono now to make my own music. And then Guy Incognito says, everyone subscribe to Passport OG's channel. Yeah, hey man, you're official when Jeff St. James. Hey Jeff, when Jeff St. James says, yeah, I was watching Passport OG before.
Yeah, I saw that.
Way back when.
I wasn't ready for that.
That
shocked me.
Yeah, that tells you the impact. All right, let's go over to your treasure trove of
stop.
Finally crafted and manicured. I'll tell you a quick story before we do. When I was doing my doctoral studies at Michigan, I had to learn how to present, to make clear and concise and logical presentations, because that's a skill of science. I'm wearing my Mr. Spock shirt today because we're in part what Passport OG does is behavioral biology. And one of my committee members said, the way Anwar presents, he said, how you're in a prison and they just slop down the potatoes and the food on the tray, and the inmates take it away. He says we have to teach him how to do it like they do in Japan, where they put the food in a little foil and they form an animal. And that's what Passport OG does. He puts the rice in the foil and he forms the little duck, and puts a little bow on it. So a nice analogy there. So
the bento presentation.
The bento presentation. That's right. All right, everybody. If you're not subscribed, though I imagine you are, go over to the Passport OG Theater and subscribe. So we are we're Gen Xers, so a lot of his content really resonates with me, because I was coming of age during those times. And we're going to start with this one right here, where the thumbnail says "Make it last." Again, please, for those of you who don't know who's on that thumbnail, you have I at least recognize Aaron Hall. There's Keith Sweat. I think the other the other three ladies, who's that in the green? Is that Rihanna? Is that
that's the lady that she was the second singer on the Make It Last Forever song. I forgot her name, but she's mentioned on the credits.
Okay, so it looks like she's there singing with Keith Sweat.
Yes.
Okay. So just for background, everybody, in the 1980s, you're coming out of the funk era, the disco era, the Motown era. So we still had like love songs, and from men to women and from women to men, and it was a completely different thing than it is now, where it's dominated by Sexy Red and Glorilla and Young Miami and Meg Thee Stallion. And on the male side, Drake doesn't rap about love songs, or Tory Lanez or any of those guys. They don't rap about that. So it was a completely different culture. So with that, I think we're getting cries for that to come back, but
too late.
But as Passport OG questioned, is the culture is it amenable to that? So let's jump in.
Are you?
All right. Yes, I have to get rid of the ads. I know. I don't know if Brent Clemens is out there.
Save your money.
Constantly
Save
being
your money.
called the nice guy by women that you're attracted to. Like,
okay.
They genuinely like you. They enjoy talking.
Right, I'm not gonna.
I think that was another Bluetooth Gold commercial. You know, you're seeing a lot of those out there now. Men, get your performance up. It's not just physical; it's psychological. So the Bluetooth Gold. So I think that's what that was. Gotta perform as best you can. All right, let's go back. So we're opening here with a rant, and even though I'm sitting here with the content creator, fair use.
Hear nothing until I start to see something. You say you like me, show me. You say you want to see me, make it happen. I don't hear nothing until I see it happen.
Women typically seem to do better in life without a man.
Anything for you, I am gonna try to.
Because like she gains weight or her face is puffy, and they always showing these before and after. After my divorce, I didn't came up, I look better, I did this, I lost 50 pounds, I feel great.
I'm gonna try to do.
There's a divorce quote floating around that I really love, and it says, if marriage was beneficial for women, they would have taken it from us.
Pleasure, destination, you can drive us if you choose.
Are the guys in Orlando still buying drinks for girls? No, these niggas cheap as
baby. Okay, so the first clip, for those who don't know, that was SWV. They made a lot of their songs were love songs towards men. So Passport OG did a very eloquent juxtaposition there.
Is Coco? Who's it that was married to Eddie George? Which one is it?
I think that was Taj.
Are they still married?
That was the one that I liked. I don't know. I mean, I could do I could ask Google real quick as we keep going.
They are still married.
Okay, so they're in the Angela Bassett, Courtney Vance, Denzel Washington, Pauletta Washington crew who have been able to hang on all these years. Okay.
Yeah.
So here, let us resume with Tevin.
They swear up and down that they doing that shit, but they really not. They not doing that shit. It was uncool to love me. This is probably one of the most unromantic ass generations in the world. Like, you literally gotta ask a man for dates. And maybe ask them for flowers. I am the fool you call me.
Oh, I'm 27.
So guys, there the juxtaposition. Okay, you have Tevin Campbell singing a love song. Now a lot of ladies are, after years of don't approach us, men are the ick. We'd rather take the bear. Post COVID, a lot of men are, I guess in Asia, it's lying flat. Are recusing themselves. Mm-hmm. So while you had all these years of men give us the ick, we'll take the bear. Now it's like, wait a minute, you're not chasing anymore. You're not offering drinks anymore. You're not offering these niceties anymore. Okay. But in yesteryear, romance was a bit of a dance where it was reciprocated. It wasn't just a transactional, you give, I take, and I tell you what to do thing. So that's what we're looking at here.
Then I've been with rappers. I've been with artists, athletes. Yeah. I've been everywhere. I've had all the attention. I'm fucking known in my city. Like, that's not enough for you?
No.
To hear you say to me, who's knuckling? What the hell did you just say? Who's knuckling? Ass out. Ass out.
There are times on this channel where I feel like a bit of a historian, where I can remember the kinds of messages that black men sent to black women through media, more specifically music, were much softer and much more touching.
All right, y'all got me. How about this?
Ass out. Ass out. Bet on bucket. Get him go. Who's knuckling?
So For context, that first piano jingle that Devontae was playing, that was Tender Love by Force MDs. And then the second one was Can You Stand the Rain by New Edition. So those back in the day, those songs meant something. You could see the response by the audience. Okay.
Yes, you could.
So those songs meant something. All right. And Paul Wilson, thank you for being here. Yeah, I noticed that too. The butterfly eyelashes. Shout out to BGS Ibmore. They say you don't want to judge the book by its cover, but there are certain adornments and accessories that are tells as to what the person's values are, especially when the eyelashes are that audacious. But those are popular now.
Baby father win the custody battle because it was 4 years and $50,000 in, and I was sick of him, and I was like, you know what, my kid is 12 anyways, take him. I'm flying business class internationally because I can afford it. This is your daily reminder to give up them kids. Bye.
Where do the real gentlemen reside at these days?
This we know for sure.
I've never been interested in that. As soon as a man tells me he has kids, I'm out. I'm gone. I go ghost.
If a woman has an education and a skill, she has guaranteed divorce insurance for her lifetime.
I'm just not interested. I'm really not. Just like a lot of men don't want to date women with children, women also don't want to date men with children.
A phenomenon that I think pretty much all of us have noticed since, say, the late 90s is that many young progressive ladies see it as their kind of birthright to move through the dating world in a way where they identify with the top 10, 15% of the most desirous men and date in that same fashion. Except they still want the guys that they're dealing with to still be romantic with them. And there's a kind of upsetting of a balance where if I believe that I am paying a premium for something that I believe that another man got for free, or she willingly gave it up for nothing, maybe she even paid, then for most guys, that's going to end the romance right there. And what I believe is happening now is that now that that romance has been removed, there's this kind of trying to recreate the modern environment and explain it in a way where it makes sense. And the explanations are all over the place.
Why do you think particularly Black women are increasingly opting out?
It's always been, the world is hard on us, right? The image of what we're supposed to be all things at once, right? Other groups of women, I think, get away with being publicly promiscuous.
Who's knuckling?
I think we have to be perfect at work, perfect in the home, perfect for our families, perfect in many spaces. And when we differentiate from that, we get labeled as too promiscuous.
Who's knuckling?
So, or a prude if we go.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Far the other way.
Okay. This is the powerful part because this is the Tracy Spencer clip.
Oh, so you connected with this song. You remember Tracy Spencer.
This was like,
there you go.
Late middle school, freshman year of high school.
Yes.
This is innocence. This was still the I hate to say it, the facade of true love and just having a woman really care for you, and that's what this was. This was innocence. Yes. The last lady in the New York Knicks gear, I think that just speaks. We're expected to be perfect. We're expected to be all things other races of women can get away with being promiscuous, but we can't. There's a lot there. I don't know. I mean, are other races of women twerking on the beach and twerking in Africa and twerking?
Well,
go ahead.
Well, you can't have both sides of it. Like, if you want to be the apple of a man's eye, you can't be openly promiscuous. And if you're openly promiscuous, then you have to own it. So if you want to straddle the line, which I think some young ladies are trying to do right now, you have to pay the price. Like, you're a plaything or your wife. You can't be a plaything. Like what Kanye West did with Kim Kardashian, and that's an outlier. Like that's not normal. Like, if we can remember Tracy Spencer, she didn't have any like scandals about. I mean, Holly Robinson, Pete. Like, I mean, go down the list. Like, I mean, Mariah Carey. Like, how many of them were outed as like being openly promiscuous? Like, we didn't know that. That was part of their thing. Like, if you're going to be Little Kim, then has Little Kim gotten married yet? I don't think so. So it is what it is. Like, you can't be openly promiscuous and then be a wife. Like, they're oxymorons. They don't fit. So you're going to be Tracy Spencer. What's her name? I Love Your Smile. What's her name?
Oh, Shanice.
Yeah, you're going to be Shanice, who is clearly married for many years.
Flex.
Or you're going to be, I don't know, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, who has stories coming out 20, 30 years later about how promiscuous she was, and DMX making a song about it. So you can't straddle the fence. You got to choose one side or the other.
Right. So everybody, just also look at Tracy Spencer's image. It's pristine. It's you know, if she has body art, you can't see it. Go ahead.
It's on ABC. The ABC, Disney, TGIF is the pinnacle of family television.
Okay. So no gaudy jewelry, no gaudy,
no tattoos,
lashes. She's sufficiently covered up, you know. Her makeup's not out of control. No. This is again he's a boomer, but George Fraser was hearkening back to those days. We still had this in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Okay, so let's keep going. The other thing is romance. Everybody remember the context for this. Romance was classic. That was a classic. I think that was a Victorian era thing, and that was something to be reciprocated. It wasn't just give me. You're supposed to do this for me. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you, how many times did you make mixtapes and give those to girls that you liked?
Oh, well, see, that's another level of the game. I was just recording these things on the radio. I didn't.
Okay.
And
the next question I would ask you is, did you ever make a mixtape with this song on it and give it to a girl that you liked? Because I did. I looked like a fool doing it, but I did it.
Well, see, you were that was another level of the game there that I didn't know to do. I was just recording them on my Memorex and just playing them back
and recording them off the radio. By the way,
that's right. Hit the record button. So that's what we were doing back then, everybody. All right, let's keep going. We got two more. Tracy Spencer.
So I just think it's a lot of pressure, and I don't limit that to just intimacy and sex. I just think in general, there's a lot of pressure on Black women. We can't be too mean.
And I think I'm gonna cry.
We can't be too nice because then they walk over us. We can't dress too provocatively. You
don't know what you mean.
We can't. If we cover up too much, then you can't win sometimes.
This conversation is actually a good example of the kind of moving of the goalpost where it's, I want to be liberated and do all the things that come with being free. But the idea that I'm being labeled by pretty much the most liberal society that has ever existed is, again, it's that moving of the goalposts where I still want to feel like I'm a chaste lady and I want to be treated that way, but I also want to be able to have my fun and live my life free and open and date whom I like in any manner that I like. You can tell that there's this longing for what used to be there. And to be honest with you, I don't really blame them that much because, well,
Make it last forever and ever.
For those of you who didn't attend HBCUs, it's not uncommon for HBCU bands to cover R&B classics. So that's what they're doing. They're covering his song right there, Keith Sweat's song.
Let me hear you say you never leave me. Ooh, girl, that will make me feel So what but me can make me
Websites your competitors don't want you to
Hold
know.
on, guys.
Part two. All you do is go to this website, and it lets you find out exactly how much you're.
Imagine going from an environment where a song like Make It Last Forever resonates so much with the culture that even still today, the Marching 100 of FAMU are still playing the song and you just take a look back at the kinds of songs that men were making 30, 35 years ago. I mean, a song like Make It Last Forever struggled to be one of the top 10 R&B songs of 1988, released in 1987. And you go from that environment to basically guys saying, I'm disinterested in all of it. I don't want to try and wine and dine you. I don't want to spend any money on dates. I'm okay.
This is probably one of the most.
Passport OG and I were talking before the stream, and we were recollecting that Keith Sweat has been outspoken about enjoying going to Colombia and Central America. Okay, so he's kind of thrown up his hands and said, you know what, I can't find what I need here in the States. So keep in mind that this is a gentleman who made that music 30 years ago. So, all right, so we're back. The lady with the lashes, or another one, is back here. Let's read this. This generation of men suck, don't have a romantic bone in their body.
Romantic for what? What's the prize?
Yeah. And then the other thing is, you know, the behavior you exude, that will impact the responses you get. So if I don't know this lady, but if she's brash and brazen, and if she's giving off this energy wherever she goes, then she's not going to get romance back from guys.
No, she's not.
All right, let's see what she has to say.
Most unromantic is generations in the world. Like, you literally gotta ask a man for dates, ask them for flowers, ask them for time.
That's because y'all all hoes. Y'all all hoes. Probably not you. You look like a nice lady, but most of y'all is hoes.
You're going to think that
you know, for a moment there, I thought that was Troy Polamalu, but it's not him. All right, and that's his response to what it was she says. Pretty strong response, but also keep in mind, you know, we're in this, we're egalitarian. We're supposed to be more egalitarian now. According to Rebecca Lynn Pope, you know, Black women are running circles around Black men in terms of education and starting businesses. That's not necessarily true, but that's kind of the ethos we're living in right now. So
something is really different. Something is really wrong. And you're just going to try and find a way to explain it, rationalize it, because you really can't rationalize the fact that you went from Keith Sweat saying,
let me hear you tell me you love me. Unpredictable. Let me hear you say you never leave me. You treat me this way. That will make me feel so right. I want you to love me for who I am.
I told you guys that my romantic / simp library runs deep, and it took me a good amount of time to turn my simp programming off because it was basically my training as a kid. And one thing I can tell you is that we used to talk to each other, sing to each other very differently. Yes. When I tell you my bag runs deep, this is Tracy Spencer singing Tender Kisses, a tape that I had. And Eddie Winslow did not do a great job on the duet at all. But at that time, when you hear Tracy Spencer is going to be on Family Matters, you're going to tune in and watch because she was very modestly dressed. You know, the colorist stuff, whatever, depends on who you ask. But she was a modest singing young lady, and her voice was beautiful. And it was the kind of song that we would have liked to imagine being sang to us. And if it wasn't Tracy Spencer, it was Tevin Campbell, or it was SWV, or it was Keith Sweat. And I think that young ladies looking at this modern landscape and seeing the kinds of songs that men are making in response to the songs that they're hearing from young ladies is a kind of telling feature of the fact that men just don't see a romantic notion in dating these days. Were black men richer in the 80s or 90s? No, we were not. No. We're probably poor. But at the same time, there was this desire to find someone to share connection with that in this modern dating environment has all but disappeared. If there was something romantic about dating, you would hear more and more songs like the ones that used to disappear. I mean, think for a moment that a song like Make It Last was struggling to make it to the top of the R&B song charts. And then, of course, the regular song charts, you have Michael Jackson floating around. So, good luck with that, Keith Sweat. But in that time, there were a number of men looking to sing songs about the way you make me feel. See what I did there, Michael Jackson? But all of that said, all of that notion of I want to do something to make a young lady that I feel a romantic notion for like me or going to date with me has turned into you can't afford me. You got to buy me something. Y'all are lame. Y'all are brokies. Okay, well, if I'm a brokey, then why would I spend $200, $300, $400, $500 on a date for a young lady who doesn't even like me or even pretend to? And that is the reason why the love songs has dried up. And what I think, as I've said before, is that the young ladies are starving for vitamin romance. Only problem is the source of it has already gone. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.
All right, so that's one. Let me bring this down. So a couple things, and then you tell me what you think. So wasn't it Mary J. Blige who started bringing in all the grievance?
Mary J. Blige, TLC.
So Mary J. brought in J.R. Wisdom. Mary J. brought in a lot of the grievance R&B. I'm not going.
Her first album was
the first
album was
one,
pretty tame.
It was. But when Waiting to Exhale came out,
yes.
it kind of took a turn. TLC, they're the ones who brought in Scrubs, right?
Who else?
And then Destiny's Child,
Destiny's Child, yeah.
So there was a distinct changeover somewhere in there.
I think that was intentional, to be honest with you. I think that between like gangster rap and like this kind of like 90s girl, like there was an inflection point probably around 1991, because I remember Shanice singing I Love Your Smile, and like it went from that to like almost overnight, like a freak in the morning, freak in the evening, and freak like me.
Adina.
Like it was a really pronounced change then. And like TLC Creep, that's a good one. Like it's just like it's like if you were, I mean, I saw guys say earlier, like, forgive me for I have simp, but like if you were a simp and you are introduced to now young ladies are more, liberated. I can have any man that I want to, time and place that I choose to, and you're still trying to be romantic with that woman, then you're just behind. So it's taken a while. I guess that's probably part of what's created this space, is that you're trying to be romantic with a woman who has thrown away basically all of the stuff that you're being romantic to, and you just haven't realized it yet. So I think that's why a large number of guys are in this space, is that you're trying to use an old formula for a new problem, and it doesn't work.
That's right. Let's see. D name and handle. Okay, so you attended Alabama A&M. Okay, agricultural and mechanical. So you were very much bathed in the HBCU band experience, like I was. Okay.
Oh, you went to a HBCU?
Johnson C. Smith University. Yeah, we were in the CIAA, the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association, with North Carolina Central and Livingstone and Virginia State and Bowie State. So like kind of like the next tier. I shouldn't say this on camera, but the next tier down from Howard and A&T.
Yeah, but you were still playing. You still played each other in. You were in the same. Well, there's 2 conferences, right?
Actually, there were 3. There were 3 or 4. So, for example, Jackson State.
Who was your homecoming?
Who was it? I mean, it changed. It changed every year. It could have been, 1 year it was Virginia State, 1 year it was Central, 1 year it was Livingstone. So
your biggest rivals, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Let's move on. Let's talk about international etiquette.
Oh,
okay. This is a topic near and dear to Passport OG's heart.
Yeah, I wish I could do more videos about just sitting down and learning language, but those videos don't tend to do as well. But I mean, right now, I probably devote a good 2-3 hours a day to just studying Chinese. Like it's just I sit down in front of a computer, I'm looking up words, I'm pronouncing stuff, and it's not romantic. There's something romantic about it, but like I understand the way I can communicate with people in Japan. If I don't learn Chinese, I can't do that there. So if you don't put in the time, you just cannot connect with people. So if you go there thinking they're going to act like Americans, good luck with that. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Well, there's the language, and then there's also the customs, understanding what's kosher to do.
That's right.
What's not kosher to do. And in this instance, understanding what you can get away with and not get away with, and what the legal system is going to allow you to do and not allow you to do. So I think this is, for this lady, this really this was a valuable watch for all of us. So here we go, everybody.
He said, "Come on, Honcho. Be her Honcho." 1, 2, 3.
Kokujin Daisuki.
I feel like a lot of Black girls don't like saying this out loud, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like, Black men are just really not it. Unless a Black man like grew up with money.
And for years, the only thing the community ever cared about was protecting Black men. The Jesse Jackson days are over.
Fortunately, we have Dr. Tommy J. Curry and Dr. Tiasan Johnson and Dr. Neal to speak out for us now, because otherwise we'd be in trouble as Black men.
Black men not having high racial self-esteem is why we will forever be in a predicament we are in, okay?
Nobody stopping Black men for leading shit. They just don't do it. There's no like nobody's actively putting a gun to his head and say, "Hey, sit your Black ass down." No, they just don't do it. They literally don't do it. Like, whenever a situation calls for a leader, they ain't gonna be the ones. It most likely not gonna be them. It most likely gonna be a Black woman or something, right? It's not gonna be them.
Passport OG, Dr. L asked, what are these ladies saying? Do you know what they're saying?
Kokujin. Koku is Japanese word for black. Koku. Jin is people. So Kokujin is Black people. And dai is the word for big, daisuki, so like a lot. So Kokujin daisuki means I love black men. That's what they're saying.
Okay. And you also, I think you made something or multiple offerings on Miles Garrett. He has an Asian wife.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there are and MTR went over to Thailand. So there are Soul Immortal Minds. He went over to Thailand. So there are a lot of black men going over to Thailand in Southeast Asia.
Well, it's easy to forget, one, how few of us there are. There 40 million, 50 million ADOS black people. And then you talk about black men in that group that are single, that are willing to go overseas. I mean, 2-3 million max. And they've seen Mike Tyson, they've seen Michael Jordan, they've seen Barack Obama. Like they don't know. Yeah. They don't know where to put us. What box do you put these people in? So you come over to their country, and heaven forbid you speak their language. They're just like, there's nothing in my life that I've studied in all these books and television shows that has prepared me for meeting a person like you. Like, how do I do it? And that book is yet to be written. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let us continue here.
You don't have to be a master of Japanese to understand the context of these young ladies saying Kokujin daisuki. Kokujin means black person, people that look like myself. Daisuki means big like or very like. So we really like black people. Now, is this going to be the case anywhere you go? You're going to have young ladies chanting Kokujin daisuki at you as a black man? Probably not. That's not really the way Japan works, especially now these days. But if you have the right attitude and you conduct yourself as a guest, then you can find pockets of different countries that are extremely welcoming and even looking for people like yourself. If you are prepared, maybe do a little bit of study to make sure that when you find the right opportunity, you can ingratiate yourself into a pocket of people that are looking for a reciprocal cultural exchange, if you want to call it that. But that said, it all starts with having the right attitude.
Was held hostage in a home in Thailand.
This man is harassing me. He won't let me out the house. He put his hands on me.
Okay, bye now.
คุณเอามาทำอะไร Look, they just attacked me. นี่ของคุณ Look, they just attacked me. Look, my phone over here.
I am very traumatized. I fought off my attackers, and the reason why they attacked me is because they had a lot of complaints, and Airbnb was shutting down their listing after I left.
So Airbnb, it's a two-way street. They give you a rating. First of all, there are a lot of times there are set rules when you go in there to somebody's unit, but they also give you a review when you leave. So you don't, it's not like a hotel where you just check out. They give you a review. So something happened when she was staying there that the owners did not approve of or broke their rules. So that's what she's not telling us.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that she can't say a simple greeting like "I'm sorry" or "please help me" in simple. Like I don't know why you would go to a country and not stay in a hotel where the staff are sitting downstairs speaking your language and not have any like expertise in their language. I mean, would you stay in an Airbnb in, I don't know, Saudi Arabia if you speak zero Arabic? I wouldn't do that. I would just go to the Hilton. So I don't know. You need a concierge or somebody downstairs like, hey, I know what you're doing here. You're here to have a good time. Go here, here, and here. This is a place that people like you usually go to. But if you're going to go off the beaten path, like, you got to be ready for that. And she clearly was not.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this and I'm wondering what actually happened. What happened during her stay in that room. All right, let's go. And this guy, the owner, whoever that is, he's clearly not playing around with her.
My attackers paid off the police right in front of me.
If your daddy ain't shit, clap your hands. If your daddy ain't shit, clap your hands.
Along with the sadness of this being some kind of cruel joke about this child making fun of their father, it also is a symbol of the fact that for large pockets of the Black community, there just isn't a lot of respect for any kind of authority. And so that authority could be the father. In this case, it could be the authorities. And for even men, Black men, when we're dealing with the authorities, this kind of stance, this kind of behavior, this kind of posture is just a recipe for disaster. And this is before we even get on an airplane to go anywhere.
Yo, bro, this is another Black brother, bro. He's a fucking sellout, my nigga. He's a sellout, bro. You a sellout, bro. You a sellout, bro. You a sellout, my nigga. He's a fucking
You're 19 years old. You don't have to live
He's a
here.
sellout, bro.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let your mom don't start the eviction process. You don't
Okay,
have
I want to go to court, bro. Take me to court, you fucking douchebag. Fuck up my face.
Like, you can't disrespect people that can literally arrest you right now.
I'm saying I have freedom of speech. I didn't do nothing to you. I have freedom of speech.
A late night break-in at a DC Chick-fil-A caught on camera. Here it is. Police say that these 5 suspects broke into that restaurant at the DC USA Shopping Center in Columbia Heights just after midnight, damaged property, and then fled.
I'm saying I have freedom of speech. I didn't do nothing to you. I have freedom of speech. I have rights. You know that, right? I don't care. I have rights. I have rights, and that can be used in court. I have rights, nigga.
Hold on.
Wait, you don't write anything down after conversations?
This is Pocket. I never go anywhere without it.
Fuck.
No.
So, Passport OG, correct me if I'm wrong, but that segment was about. So that police officer showed a lot of restraint there. He
Yes,
showed
he
a lot
did.
of, you could say what you want. I'm not gonna put you in a headlock or put this billy club around your neck. But I think that segment was about a lack of male presence and male leadership.
Yeah.
Because I think you
Lack
talk.
of-
Go ahead.
Well, lack of respect for authority and hierarchy. Like, there are times when you just need to be quiet. Like we don't have any honorific language in English. Like, we just have please, thank you, and then you put could in front of whatever, or may I in front of whatever, and that's about as pleasant as we get. But I mean, imagine if you used a special word for someone that has a higher position in society than you, and you started your sentence by saying, person that has a higher position in society than me, may I X, and you're using that word since you are 2 years old. When you encounter police, your principal at school, your boss at work, whatever, you're going to have that ingrained in you. But when you don't have any of that, and you're a young boy and you address the police as you're a sellout, like, what the police has to show restraint, because they don't know how to deal with someone that has no self-control and no understanding that when someone of authority tells you to sit down and be quiet, you don't know how to sit down and be quiet. So what do you do with that? Like, those people cannot travel overseas. Like, that lady that's dealing with that dude, she doesn't know what that dude's place in society is. He might be a local political official. He might be the brother of someone that's royalty. He might be someone that's really important. She doesn't know. She doesn't care. I'm right. My feelings are right. I do what I want to say. And if you don't let me do what I want, then I'm being violated. It's like, dude, this is not America. Like, he might be someone who knows someone that's really important. And in the first 15 seconds you met him, you pissed him off. Like, it's just different. It's a different ball game. You're trying to play checkers on a chessboard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dr. L, with you being a retired law enforcement, and you might want to collab with Passport OG. We're in different time zones, so you have to coordinate the time zones, but he might be a good collab with your current expertise and your background. Because he said, woo, I remember the days before body cams. Okay. So yeah.
Max disrespect.
Okay. This lady, again, nobody stopping Black men from being leaders. I was looking at this and thinking about that 1970s footage of those those 5 to 6 elders sitting around, and the woman with the afro and the glasses says, "You got to take it from us. We're not just going to give it to you. You got to take the leadership from us." So
That's right.
there's a lot here. This is a loaded statement right here. There's a lot behind this.
Nobody stopping black men for leading shit. They just don't do it.
Imagine for a moment you're this young boy in the midst of this celebration of your mother wearing rhinestone outfit and lingerie being celebrated, and you have on your little suit almost as a kind of adornment to your mother, who is above criticism. And so how do you find your masculinity in this situation? And the answer, of course, is I will protect my mother at all costs, because that is the only masculine thing to be done here. Of course, we saw the end of that is that when that young boy turns 19 and the mom doesn't want him in the house anymore and the police show up, masculinity is presented as, I don't respect authority.
Yo, bro, this is another black brother, bro. He's a fucking sellout, my nigga. He's a sellout, bro. He was sellout, bro. He was sellout, bro.
Of course, this goes without saying to the regular members of my channel that when you go overseas, you have to understand that those authorities there care more about keeping the peace than they do about your snowflake feelings, that they have a way of doing things, and that if you come from a place where people will stop everything because your feelings get hurt or because you feel a certain way or because you feel privileged to express your, I don't know, whatever they're calling it these days, emotionality or whatever, in a certain way that you feel seen, then that's just not going to transplant very well. And these kinds of stories keep popping up where, be it a young boy or a young girl growing up in a place where emotionality wins out over order, that just does not travel very well. And you keep seeing these stories of what happens when you take that emotionality overseas.
Was held hostage in a home in Thailand.
This man is harassing me. He won't let me out the house. He put his hands on me. Look, they just attacked me. Look, they just attacked me. Look, my phone over here.
I am very traumatized. I fought off my attackers, and the reason why they
Okay, so when you hear her, when you hear her showing the video, showing the guy, he's saying something, you could hear her. So that tells you they were just in an altercation. Okay, she engaged with him or multiple persons, which over here, knowing what we know, that's not uncommon. Even though she's adorned with her long hair there. Well, we don't know what she was wearing there, but it's not unusual for women to engage in fisticuffs with guys here in certain neighborhoods.
Why? It's just kind of this dual existence where I can be unruly, but you still have to treat me a certain way. And I mean, if you grew up where that's normal, then you just can't go a lot of places, because they'll say, hey, I mean, she doesn't even know what he's saying. Like, he could be like, hey, I'm showing you this. You look at this. This is the proof that I'm right. And you should calm down. I mean, he's not being aggressive in that particular moment. But if she thinks she's been attacked and she can't even understand what he's saying, then like, what does that mean? Especially if he walked into the Airbnb that's his and says, you're doing X, Y, and Z. You're not supposed to be doing this. And you came to my Airbnb. It's your job to understand what I'm saying. And she's saying, I'm being persecuted. I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm being violated. And I mean, how many places on the planet can you go where you can be, that victim and people are going to side with you? Because if you replace her with pretty much every other woman that's in that country, she's going to probably bow down and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause a scene here. I apologize for any commotion that I've caused, and how can I make this right? It might be his first interaction with a woman saying, I'm going to challenge you the way I'm challenge you on your property. So I don't know. There's a very unique situation in America where, like, you could be a woman, you could punch the police, and the police are supposed to show restraint. And I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that that's all Western women. I'm just saying that there's a select group of Western women that believe that they can act any way they want to act. And because they're a woman, they should be treated with kid gloves. And That's just not the case everywhere. It's just not.
Yeah. Guys, keep in mind for those who are unfamiliar with the culture of YouTube, you learn a lot also by looking at the comments underneath certain offerings. And for this particular lady, on yours and on others who covered this, you see lots of men saying, "Hey, we've gone to Thailand with no problem."
Yes.
We never have any problem going to Thailand. So, and this whole passport phenomenon, there seems to be a difference between, for a myriad of reasons, there's a difference when men travel to these places versus when women travel to these places. But let's continue.
Tech news because they had a lot of complaints and Airbnb was shutting down their listing after I left. My attackers paid off the police right in front of me.
His eye looks like that because he hit me. So basically, you just let him walk free because he just bribed the police. Tell him in English, in Thai,
Okay.
I want to speak to him.
Okay.
Because he just took a bribe instead of protecting me, and these people just assaulted me.
Okay.
And stole my money. I want my 10,000 baht back.
Okay. You want your money back?
I want my money back right now.
Okay. You want your money back?
If I explain to the average person watching my videos what my morning routine looks like, they probably look at me in disbelief, thinking you do something so mundane, preparing to go to a country that you've never been to. But to me, what's important is that if I'm in a situation where I need to use the word huai, person of Chinese heritage, or 食物, food, or 资源, resources, then those words are going to be already planted in my subconscious. So when I have to have a conversation about something, I'm ready.
So basically, you just let him walk free because he just bribed the police. Tell him in English, in Thai,
Okay.
I want to speak to him.
Okay.
Because he just took a bribe instead of protecting me, and these people just assaulted me.
Why should he
And
protect
stole my money. I want my 10,000 baht back.
Okay. You want your money back right now. Okay. I will talk to your police for you. I'm just the person.
Okay, but I haven't been helped here. You just let somebody that assaulted me. You know that he stole my phone. You see my phone is damaged. He brought the phone back, and you just let him walk out.
They told me initially that they believed me. My phones were broken. I had video proof. My attacker even had to bring my second cell phone to the police station. And I watched my attacker give the police money in an envelope, and they came back and told me that they didn't believe me because I was Black and because my attacker owned a home. I was then in prison, not because of that situation, but because all of my debit and my credit cards were stolen and I did not pay for my visa. There was no way. I tried my best. I tried to send money to myself, but because at that point I was overstaying, I could not. There was no way for me to access money to pay for this visa. It just was an impossible thing. This is the short version, and I can't even speak on everything that happened because I currently have an active lawsuit, and my dog is in Thailand still.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why would you take your dog?
When I heard that part, I supposed to laugh.
Oh, man.
So they kept the dog. But that raises another point, okay? How do we know? So some Airbnbs have rules, no pets. Did she break that rule? Was that the rule that she broke?
It's very possible. It's very possible.
Okay. So that all listening to this, there are some pieces. She's not telling us everything.
No, she's not.
It just dawned on me that might have been the rule that she broke because they have very, very. They either and some you can't bring your pets in, or you have to pay extra to bring your pet in. So
why not just put your pet in a pet hotel and go travel for a week and then come back?
Yeah. But not to be cruel, but when she said that, that is odd that they still have the dog in Thailand.
That dog.
I don't know.
That dog is gone.
You know what? You're
Dog is
probably
gone.
right. She's probably not going to get her dog back.
Nah, that dog is. So that dog.
Okay, this is the part where Dr. Thunder says we have 27 watching, 26 likes. Never mind. All right. So the irony of this story, guys, just Thailand kept the dog.
And I'm very concerned about her safety. She's in a safe place, but I don't trust Thailand in general. I was taken to jail, and then I was deported. But here's the thing, the whole deportation situation in Thailand is a scam. They want you to stay there in the deportation center. If you are in Dubai or any other place and a place wants you out of their country, they will deport you. I had my own funds, but still they would not let me leave. They would not allow me to pay for my ticket. So I ended up staying there for a month, and it was pure hell.
Imagine being able to build anything
Dubai,
just by thinking about it.
She's well versed on traveling to Dubai, huh?
Now, she's not the only queen to be detained in Thailand or Dubai. There's record of quite a few of them going to these places and being detained, getting into some sort of trouble there by breaking the rules. So just for context, everybody.
Well, and the thing that people should remember is that the women, Black women included, that go to these countries and know how to act do not end up on these viral YouTube videos. They just do on about their business in a way that's dignified. They acquiesce when it's time to acquiesce, and they don't make a fool of themselves. Like, that's the overwhelming majority of Black women here. But if you take that I'm a queen, I can do what I want attitude overseas, they're not going to have it. Doesn't work.
Yeah. Everybody, please smash the like button. If you're not subbed, please consider subscribing. If you want to donate something to the channel, the super chat is live, and my information is there in the ticker. I appreciate the donations we've received, so I won't belabor that. Let's continue. Oh, this is.
I really like this.
Yeah,
really
Passport OG. I think I wrote underneath. You look like a proud father watching this guy.
I was really happy to see this.
This is cool.
ごちそうさんでした。I got food from you. 食べ物おすすめは？おすすめはラーメンか餃子。ラーメンと餃子お願いします。
It will be unfair for me to say that this woman wasn't wronged in her situation that she dealt with in Thailand, but she made the cardinal mistake of acting like she's in America, expecting an American response when she didn't consider all of the things that might be factors in the interaction she was having. She might have been talking to a very powerful local person that may be on some kind of electoral board or some school board or something, someone who is a pillar of that community. And when the police come, they are aware that you are outside of that circle and you're asking for American justice when you're not in America. And so she's using words like assaulted, and they did all of these things to me, and my rights were taken advantage of and whatnot. But she's not thinking about the fact that she didn't really do the homework to understand where she was. And that kind of stems from coming from a situation where you can be emotional and people respect the emotionality or your feelings more so than the way that things have been done in a certain country for a very long time. And she didn't like it, but at the end of the day, they put her on an airplane, they kept the dog there, and they gave her money back, or they didn't give her money back. And she's in America telling a tale about how terrible Thailand is when the people in Thailand are saying, this is just the way we do things. And if you don't come here with a measure or modicum of appreciation for what it took for us to get this here, then maybe we'll just put you on a plane and send you back home. And for the people that do have an appreciation for where they're going, they get a fully different outcome.
All for context, now not every YouTuber likes the other YouTuber. Accountable Commentary, the Blackout channel, he has his, not everybody likes each other, but he's featured quite a bit of body cam videos of police interacting with ladies like this. And we have a culture now where of standing up to the police. I'm not saying, we have a history with the police in this country. Yes. George Floyd.
You mean like we like Black men?
That's a good point. Thank you. I just shout out to Dr. T. I just flattened everything. Shame on me. I just flattened everything.
I have never stood up to. I'm in America. I want to live, dude. No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So most notably, a lot of ladies like that are not afraid to confront the police and stand up to the police. Right. And the police do not respond the same way to them as they would respond to me or Passport OG. No. Okay. And then, and you know, they'll say, well, why are you pulling me over? I'm not giving you my license till you tell me why you pulled me over. I'm not getting out of the car. There's a lot of body cam footage of straight defiance of the police. Okay. The police give multiple chances before apprehending these ladies. And most notably, quite a few times, what's funny is they'll say, well, call my mother. I want to talk to my mother. So there's a culture here by a large swath of Black women like that woman there. So she was probably, what I'm saying is she was probably used to law enforcement responding to her a certain way. Just hit my mic. She was probably used to law enforcement responding to her a certain way, and she was probably shocked when they did not.
That's right.
All right. Gregory Scotland, thank you for the $10 super chat. He says, salute to Dr. Dunbar and Passport OG. It's very clear that many of these are unprepared when they travel. They do very little research, the wrong attitude, and a lack of knowledge of the country. Yes, you need to understand where you're going before you go there. Not just the geography, not just the language, but also the culture, as we're about to see right now.
This is a fantastic gesture from someone who clearly has paid attention to Japanese culture. He shows up with omiyage, which is a souvenir or a kind of gift. And what he's essentially saying is that maybe the first time I came here, you were a bit shocked by my presence and my Japanese wasn't very good. But I've studied enough of the Japanese culture to understand that I really appreciate your kindness. And I want to show you that I appreciate your kindness by being reciprocal and giving you omiyage. Now, what he's just done is created an ally, someone that he's going to be able to learn Japanese with, someone that is going to be happy to see him when he comes into that ramen shop as he's shuffling his notes around from his Japanese class, and is going to buy him points for other reasons that you'll see later in this video.
Oh, look at that. She's glowing. She's glowing interacting with him. She is. Glowing. It's very obvious.
That's actually a good point. He's been speaking for Jukagetsu 10 months, and he is conversational. That's very commendable. And she appreciates it because a lot of people come here and don't really try to learn the language. They try and exist in their primary language, which is English or whatever other language it is, mostly English, and try and conform the world around them to what they're comfortable with instead of stepping out of their comfort zone and saying, this language is hard, but I'm going to make an effort. And surprisingly enough, people meet you halfway.
Translation. I control this and I can see translation.
When his Japanese gets better, and I'm 1,000% sure that it will, he can say something like, この指輪を使ってこのメガネの操作を利用してみんなの言う日本語の訳を見ることができます。I can see what people are saying is translated if I use this ring on my finger to operate the glasses. But what he's actually doing is using the technology available to us, which is giving us even fewer reasons why we shouldn't be able to be at least conversational if we're putting in a little bit of effort. We have AI, we have translation glasses, we have translation in our phones, we have Google Translate. Why not put in the effort? Because the reward is sitting right in front of you.
I control this and I can see translation.
Passport OG, do you know what what's he preparing for him?
Oh, that's gyoza. That's a dumplings. So
dumplings.
The Chinese way of making dumplings is steaming them in like a basket, but like the Japanese way is like frying them like on a hard griddle, so they have like the crunch. And I say that the Japanese way is better.
Oh, you like that crunch. Guy Incognito says, I'm learning French for free through YouTube. Yeah,
you should always be learning. Yeah.
Native speakers, when they see you're at least making an effort, they
really appreciate
it. They love it, and they will help you. One other thing, because you have one more video. Passport OG, I don't know what images of Black people you guys were getting in Japan, but I imagine he's not the image this is not Drake. This is not Meek Mill. This is not this is something different. Okay.
Well, truth be told, the American image is not as popular as it used to be, right? So you still hear people talking about Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, because there hasn't been Ado's black male image that has surpassed that recently. So
okay.
Look at how she grabs the bowl and she brings it down for him.
See the green? Eigo hanashimasu? Little bit. You can try. I just controlled the ring and I switched it for you to English to Japanese. Okay.
He's got Tony Stark glasses, basically.
Well, but another thing I want you to notice is, aside from the fact that she's clearly skinny, she's in shape, is that she's not covered in tattoos. She's very approachable. Like she just someone that's pleasant to be around. Like she's not asking or demanding you spend money on her. She's just being a girl, pretty much. Like, so you hear all this conversation about the guy that can let me rest in my feminine is the guy that's doing masculinity right, or whatever you want to say. Like, why is that condition even there? She just going to a place where she likes to eat ramen with a guy who's nice to her, and she's eating ramen and she bumps into this black dude and he's just being an interesting person. That's it. She's not putting on an act here. She's just a chick probably coming home from, I don't know, her college lesson or whatever, and getting a bowl of ramen, and then she's going to go home and study her notes or go to get some rest before going to work in the morning. I mean, she's not performing anything here. She's just being a normal 20 some odd year old woman.
Okay.
Okay. おお、なんか黒メガネで見たら映ってるんですよ。喋ってる言葉がメガネ越しで。What's the name of this crisis?
It's called even realities. They can even teleprompt. They can show you the time. I really like the food, so I had to come back to Osaka.
おっちゃん覚えてました？彼のこと。ちょっと忘れてた。
Soup is perfect.
You were sitting here last time.
Yes.
思い出した。よかった。
Look at the goes on the sauce.
美味しい。
What's your name?
My name is Nana.
Nice to meet you, Nana.
Well done. Well done.
ごちそうさまでした。会計お願いします。I'll get you. Me her. ね。はい、ありがとう。はい。
ありがとう。マッチー、ごめんなさい。このメガネすごいですよね。
すごい。Thank you, Even Realities, for sending me this.
So long username, okay.
I got it.
Yes.
All right.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Of course.
Hello.
My name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining.
I think the best part about this
First
clip,
off,
I want to give a shout out to Ninja
Hold on.
Person for bringing this clip to my attention.
Go ahead.
Shout out, salute to Ninja Person. I think, and a guy incognito mentioned this. Like, this young man should make this woman a friend. Like if you are a horny toad and the first thing you're thinking about is how can I get in her pants, you can squander this opportunity to create a social network. Like, if you meet someone that's very interesting, that you connect with, you don't have to jump her bones. Like, you could just say, hey, I see that there's a holiday weekend coming up, and I want to hang out and like see the city. Could you show me some parts of the city? And then she could be like, oh, really? Oh, yeah. And I have some friends that want to come. And then you start building that network. And then you can start seeing like, oh, this friend understands this friend studied this. And like, you have a group of friends, and then they know their friends. And then you can meet her friend's sister's mentor. And that woman is like, oh, wow, you're amazing. But you just have to be patient. Like, instead of just trying to say, I got to get all I can get. Like, dude, like, she might be like someone that's a lifelong friend. Like, the idea that you have to rack up a number is just, it's a faulty idea, because you could blunt something that's 5-6 months down the road that might was integral in you meeting the proper woman. And if your idea is I got to get in her pants, then you might just never get the opportunity to see that. So
yeah, shout out to Dr. Thunder, Social Circle Game.
Yes. And as well as fellow Kirin Ichiban Shibori lover Theo Waff. But what I really appreciate about this clip is that this is a refined gentleman here. You heard all the talk, not just on this particular video, but we hear it on social media every day about what's wrong with black men and how everyone has an issue with black men, and that everyone has to move on because we're not refined enough, or we're colorist, or we don't want to be leaders. And yet this is a very well-refined man, a man making an attempt to learn the culture, learn the language of the place that he's in. He is not trying to turn the place that he came to into the place that he came from. And he is giving everyone that he is in the vicinity of clear space to let them know that I'm not here as a horny toad trying to get what I can get from the country. I'm here as a curious visitor that would like to find a way to fit into it in a way that is ingratiating. The mistake that many people, especially from the black culture, make is the idea that the world around you has to acquiesce to your feelings, because, quite simply put, in our community, that's kind of sort of the way it works. If the mother of the house says that I am the center of everything and that I need you and the world around me to acquiesce to my feelings, then in that environment, that's what you learn. But if you take on those same personality traits and think that the police should do the same, the authorities should do the same, and you take that overseas with you, the authorities don't care about your feelings. They care about if you understand their culture and if you're trying to fit in or if you're trying to disrupt it. If you're a culture disruptor, then the best place for you to be is a place where disrupting culture is the culture. But if you are someone that's looking to acclimate to other people's culture, then you're the kind of person that should get on a plane and go see the world. Because, quite frankly put, the world is certainly looking for people, Americans, that have an interest in their culture and a desire to learn it and be a part of it. That's the human experience after all. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.
All right. Before we go to the last one, because we're going for the trifecta, that young man in there, the one thing I didn't mention, I mentioned Dr. T.S. Johnson. He's probably being groomed to be a son husband.
Well, he might have grown up in a space where he was watching anime. I don't know his family situation. Just by the numbers, his father may have been there, his mother may have not have been there. But
the young man, when the mother was bringing she was wearing the rhinestones.
Oh,
the
that
brown
one. That
yeah,
one. That
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That one. He's a son husband.
He's a son husband. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the young man who was eating the Japanese food and conversing with the woman and the cook. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what his background
Yeah.
was. Did he come from?
I'm curious too.
A
'Cause
diverse,
I would
diverse
imagine that-
background. Did he go to a technical high school? Did he?
Yeah.
How did he get on that track where he could do that? Where he saw the importance of investing the time in learning that language.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seemed like a tech guy.
Yeah, and he also seemed like a guy who had a father that said, "Sit down, be quiet, and understand how to control your feelings."
Okay, I'm gonna read some comments here. Dr. L says, "That's real game right there. Be slow and patient. Build something.
Slow and
Stop trying to
patient.
jump everything that moves." Guy Incognito says, "Some women actually have more to value than just sex." Shout out to Dr. Thunder. And then I'll read Brent C says, "When I was in South Korea back in 1993, the Korean women loved black men. The older women always tried to hook me up with some woman they knew. The men are very respectful." And then No New Podcast says, "I had a different experience in Korea. I was stationed at Camp Jackson, so you were military." Brent C says, "Japanese women as well. Now the Japanese men are a little more cautious, but warmed quickly when I tried to speak Japanese."
Yeah.
Then Guy Incognito says, "Dr. Johnson teaches us black males have to use emotional labor to move in America. Maybe that's why we travel better." Also, in his latest offering, he cited a man who said that black men have to have charisma. You have to have charisma as a survival strategy in this country. So that probably helps when you go to other countries as well.
Well, there's a handicap that we have to overcome as black men, especially if you're not like excessively tall, athletic, or rich, where you have to be personable, you have to be romantic in order to get any attention. And once you venture outside of you got to make me feel a certain way in bed, or you got to spend money on me, or I got to be seen a certain way when I'm walking around with you, to a woman that's just like, oh wow, he's attentive to what I want when we're in the bedroom, or it's like going from trying to play basketball in the NBA to just playing high school basketball. It's like I can be a regular guy, and she's not repulsed by it. Like that's a good start, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Passport OG. Before we go for the trifecta, I'm going to take a quick pause. I'll leave you to entertain.
All right. Well, I want to shout out some of the guys that I see here. No News Podcast salute. Guy Incognito. I look forward to talking to you someday, because I know that you got some stories. Let's see. Salute to Dr. L. Real game, slow and patient. I mean, gosh, I could tell so many stories about just guys that just come here and they're just trying to jump the bones of the first person that looks at them, and it's like, they just play the long game. Play the long game. Like, meet that person and just meet their friends, and then meet their friends, and just show that you have some restraint, and let the person come up to you. Because if you wait, play the long game, they're going to come up to you. So, anyways, I don't want to. Just guys don't understand how to play chess. I mean, I think one of the things we could learn about the number is the big number is not as important as the quality number. Because, I mean, if you date 3 women that are wife worthy, then that's better than dating or laying down with 100 women that are a good lay. Because how do you know what a wife acts like? You don't know. Like, you have to be around wife worthy women to exercise the muscle of, should I marry this woman? And if you're just around women that are just good with the horizontal dance, then you're judging wives by how good she is at that. You don't know, man. You don't know.
Oh boy, we're getting into trouble early. So guys, wife-worthy women, that's likely going to come up later on when me and BGS talk about the richer sex. So I'm doing a Jeff St. James doubleheader. Hey Jeff, if you're watching, so that's likely gonna. Passport OG just gave away some of what we're going to talk about a little bit later. So if you're not doing anything, join me and BGS for another BGS book club. All right, but we're going for the trifecta. So we're about to go back to the crates of Uptown MCA from the early 90s.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about not using 4-letter words.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect. I do sparingly use them, but apparently
in private.
4-letter words is pretty
in private.
Private, yeah.
Not in public. Not in public.
Not at work. Not in Uber cars.
Yeah.
All right. So on that thumbnail, we have the lovely Brittany Renner. Okay. I was going to ask this when we started. What's her talent? What's she known for? Is she another Kim Kardashian? Is that what her talent is?
I don't know. I light skinned, hyper athletic girl on scholarship that
yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that's a question we could ask about a lot of these chicks. Is like, what is your thing? Like, what makes you? I mean, like, just you were really good looking when you were in your college years. Like, is that a talent?
Yeah. Well, Coach Prime thought it was worth bringing her in to talk to the players that first year. I think he was still at Jackson State, or had he gone to Colorado? He thought it was worthwhile to bring her in to talk to his players about being finessed and looking out for women looking to finesse them. So, for what that's worth. All right, here we go.
She has to pass the.
Let's see. Let's do that. And we'll do this. We're going for the trifecta. The hat trick. The Passport OG hat trick. Fair use. The free date test. Let's see what this is about.
Free date test first, and then you're willing to spend money.
Like I was saying, it's a liability because it's just the way I look at it. It's just another bill. It's another bill that I'm taking on.
A woman?
Yeah, that's. I mean, think about it. Dates. They want gifts.
A lot of women are complaining that the dating market has changed. And that's because in yesteryear, a lot of men were dating. They had to fall at a woman's feet.
Salute to Reva TV. That was Reva TV.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey Holcomb.
If you want to be part of what we do, you're going to be put in line. It's time for you to be checked and put in line.
They had to prioritize her. They had to do all these things to jump through hoops to try to prove themselves that they were worthy enough. That's no longer the case.
I have this personal thing. If we can't do anything free together to begin with, then I'm not paying for you to go anywhere. That's just.
So this is another flashpoint today. How much money should I have to spend to get to know you? Should I spend anything? Let's just go to the park. Let's just go get coffee. No, coffee's insulting. That's low effort. That you're not putting enough effort into getting to know me. So here's an instance of Passport OG very much being an anthropologist and capturing the culture in a bottle. So if someone looks at this 15 years from now, you're welcome to look at this 15 years from now and they'll say, wow, that was a thing back in 2025, 2026. What's a date? What's a real date? How much should I spend? Should I spend anything? That's low effort. This is what we're going through right now.
My personal thing. If you feel like you can't have a good time doing something free, then I'm not paying for it. I'm not. For what?
Men are now realizing their value, what they bring to the situation, how valuable and important they are themselves. It is now a vetting process for the woman.
Okay, so this is going to be my hot take. And no shade to either.
We're only 3 minutes in.
I know. I think marriage is for broke.
I can flex, babe, lend a pen to a friend. Keep a party pimping from now till then.
Like, did you want to be married? And I literally said, yeah, when I was poor. As a woman who can now like provide for herself, also doesn't want motherhood, and also sees a lot of these celebrity women now having to continue working because they have to pay alimony. I mean, once you make a certain amount of money, if your man doesn't, you have
four
to
celebrity
pay them
women.
out. And I don't want to be that.
Say it again.
It's like 4 celebrity women. Like, how many women are paying alimony? Come on, man.
Well, I think what, based upon what happened to Mary J. and who else was that? Was it Halle Berry? You know, I think they're a little weary of having to pay alimony to men. So that's an unintended consequence of being the richer sex, is that when you split, apparently judges in jurisdictions, they still say, okay, well, even though you're female and you're the breadwinner, we still have to split everything down the middle. You have more, so you have to pay. So that's a part of being a high earner as a woman, being the higher earner as a woman, which I don't think a lot of them anticipated. So this lady, Toya, pointed out, I can't stand Mandy B. Okay, so this is who this lady is with the blonde hair and the tattoo on her arm. She's making the rounds now as saying marriage is for broke people. I can take it back a second, but she's making the rounds now. She's stepping up in the aftermath of Melissa Ford and Vivica and all of them. Go ahead.
But if she's saying that, what she's, if your society is going to be based on men perpetually marrying down and women perpetually marrying up, then why would you give a woman a $250,000 job if she's going to say everyone that's making $249,999 is a dusty? When if you gave that job to a man, he would marry the woman that's working. Like, it's like at some point you just have to say, look, this is the contract. Like, you have the job that a man 50 years ago would have had and get married and have 3 kids. And you're saying, if I can't find a man that's making $1 more than me, and that man has to be washing dishes and all this other stuff that I want, then I'm not going to participate. Like, at some point, there's going to be some hiring manager that's going to say, for the greater good of all of this, I have to make a decision. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, let's say that dude is a Christian dude who has 5 kids, and he's got a whole bunch of people sitting outside of his office. One of them is a woman who can do the job, but she's going to travel and she's going to spend the money on handbags. And the other one is a dude that's going to bust his behind, get married, have 2-3 kids. And once you have the 2-3 kids, he's really going to be devoted to that job. Like, that's the difference. Like I shake my head sometimes, because it's just like, if your greatest, like, allegiance is to your happiness, then how can even the job be assured that you're going to stay there and do a good job? So I don't know. I don't know. When I hear this kind of talk, it's so short-sighted. It just, like, they can't even acknowledge how short-sighted it is that broke women only broke women get married. So you're basically saying the idea of marriage needs to be thrown in the trash. Okay. What is your replacement for it? You don't have one? Just let society go to everyone shopping and having a good time and spending their money on frivolous stuff? You can't run a country on that. So
yeah, so a couple of things. So Theo, shout out to Theo Waff. He pointed that out in my talk with him, that he's one of the reasons he's more interested in teaching men cloud engineering is that the men are more likely to form families with their winnings. Dr. Orion Taraban highlighted the Danish study showing that the more raises the women get, the less likely they are to keep those earnings for themselves, and the less likely they are to start families. And I want to remind people that Mandy, this is a prominent archetype today. I have no intentions of being a mom. I just want to make my money, and any guy, he needs to be doing as well or better than me. So this is a common archetype today.
Well, and also there's the problem that she can go to college, get college loans, and she does not have to sign up for selective service. But the guy sitting across from her does have to do that. And so you have to convince that guy she has every right to say, forget any allegiances to society. I'll do whatever I want when I want. I'm not going to contribute anything to it. Oh, and by the way, as a guy, you're supposed to die for this. It's like, no, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. I mean, you've seen that in Korea. Like the guy, every man in Korea has to have involuntary servitude to the army. And then they're looking at women complaining about how oppressed they are. I'm like, dude, can I just say I'm a woman and avoid this military service? I would prefer that. So it's really short-sighted. Like, we don't appreciate the fact that every man in this country has to give 2 or 3 years of involuntary servitude to the military. I'm special. I want what I want. So screw all of it. Okay, well then guys can say screw it too. And you don't want that. You don't want what it looks like when guys say, I don't care. Which is where we're in the beginning of.
Yeah. Thank you, Brent C, for this $10 super chat. YouTube premium tax. I see what you did, Brent C. Thanks for the convo. One day, Brent C. One day. And Williah 3R says the only reason the system, quote unquote, forced Halle Berry to pay child support is to give the impression that it's fair. Don't be fooled. America is still America and will still play men for the fool. Thank you, Williah 3R. All right, let's listen to Mandy rant some more. Thank you for everybody being here. Trust, Trell, one of Mr. Z's loyal viewers and participants. Guy Incognito, thank you to everybody for being here. Can of the unholy, since ABWs are easier to control with titles and debt. The marionette and calculus for a man is more substantial. All right, let's go, as AC says.
That's a take.
I don't want to be that.
But I'm gonna pay for this date just to see if you like me. And then if you don't like me, that's X amount of money that I'm never gonna see again. I just basically gave that to charity. Basically. That's just how I feel. Like, I just gave it away.
Because women have proved themselves to be liability. Dating absolutely has changed because the women have changed.
To address academics, you saying that I fell off. The irony of you saying that I fell off, but yet you did a 15-minute fucking segment talking about me.
I don't have to swear, curse, or juggle lyrics in the verse to make a party bubble.
And
okay, so for the lay person watching, not knowing who this is, like someone in my mom's cohort, this is Brittany Renner. Me and Passport OG just speculated on what she's famous for. We don't know what her talent is. She's referring now to DJ Academics, who's another talking head who I think is relishing in her decline. So she's reacting to DJ Academics relishing in her decline. Relishing, reveling. You know what I'm trying to say. Trust, thank you for the generous $5 super chat. She says, much love to you both. Loving the conversation. Honestly, we don't know how this ends for Mandy and her ilk, racking up regrets by the $. Cool. Thank you, Trust. All right, let's go.
let's be really clear. This is a pattern that you do. You're so quick to talk about my relationship with Kevin. That nigga said the reason you do all these segments about me is because you're secretly in love with me.
So she was married to Kevin Gates after, I think, dealing with PJ Washington. So she has a long history of, and then there was some guy she was snowboarding with who she's been very indignant about since that stopped. So she's got a long history of stuff.
Well, and this is something we don't think about. Like, this is something I think about quite often, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just dating a lot of different guys, right? Like, there's dating a lot of different people. There's dating someone that you really care about. You want it to go somewhere. It doesn't go that place, and then you break up. And then add on top of that, you are dating that guy and you have a pregnancy scare, or worse, you actually get pregnant, and then you go down to that place and you get the baby taken care of. And let's say you do that 2 or 3 times. All of that is floating around in your subconscious when you're trying to date a man who maybe hasn't dated a lot of women. And then boom, he meets you and you're talking about you're ready to be a wife, but you got all of this stuff going and floating around. And you're saying men ain't nothing. All of that stuff going on. Like how a regular dude can't compete with that. What non-American football, like non-athlete, non-rich since he was 20 years old guy can compete with her past? You can't. Like the guy that can quote unquote tame her doesn't exist. If Kevin Gates can't do it, who can?
Yeah. No New Podcast says she's this generation's Corinne Stephens. I won't say the name, keep my channel clean. Or maybe Cat Stacks if y'all remember her. So Corinne Stephens, everybody. This is her alias right here, and she was known for
what was it?
She was known for a really good mic check game. Go ahead.
What was it? Harry Fleiss? What was the name of the famous one from the 80s and 90s? I forgot her name.
I'm not sure.
Harry Fleiss, something like that.
Okay.
Same difference.
Good morning, Kareen. Thank you for reminding us that, yes, Brittany was also a practicing Muslim at one point and proudly wore her hijab around, but that only lasted for a year. So she's yeah. So, and I think that's when she was with Gates. All right, let's go.
Heidi Fleiss.
Heidi who? Heidi Fleiss. Okay, thank you.
Heidi Fleiss.
Thank you, Toya. All right.
I was Muslim for like 10 months. Married for 52 days. Came out of my hijab that last summer. And I actually got baptized.
They are no longer supportive. They're no longer willing to work things out with you. The women of today are now, give me all you got, put it in my hand, and pay for your experience with me.
I'm going to give y'all some more free game. So when you asking a man for some money, right? Say you need $100 to get your oil change.
Septum ring alert. All right.
You want to ask for $500.
Because Black men are least likely to be given a crutch when times get hard. If you look back over history, when a Black woman can't feed her child, she gets a check from the government. When a Black man can't feed his child, he goes to jail. So for right now, we're not really concerned about whether somebody likes us. Black men have started to step and be more logical.
Men are out.
So for the layperson, that was Shamika Michelle. She's now a Black conservative. I first saw her with Tommy Sotomayor years ago. Now I think she runs with Whitlock a little bit, Jason Whitlock. So she's kind of on in the conservative sphere now. So Shamika Michelle.
Here they're not wanting to get married anymore, and I feel like I already know the answer to what you about to say, but do you want to get married?
Oh no, absolutely not. No,
absolutely not.
Never.
Even if you find the right woman.
I told every girlfriend I'm with, I don't want to get married. I'll tell you that right now.
Why?
What's the point? What's the difference between what we're doing now and getting married? Only thing is now the government's involved. You know, if you choose to leave me, money out my pockets. If we have kids together, that's money out my pockets, double. And then on top of that, looking at the landscape of things, it's so many baby mamas.
Talking about something, I became Muslim for him. I wasn't even talking to that nigga. I'll keep talking about Kevin. I never did a bitch ass thing to him.
It's time to kick up first.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance. That's how much I was paying, okay?
Do your man a favor and don't curse.
But yet again, here I am, your biggest inspiration, because let's not forget who you wrote Fly Again about, Wishing in Morocco about, Fairy Tale about. But I'm supposed to, but you happy with your child bride. Okay, leave me alone then, bitch. Leave me the fuck alone.
Happiness is quiet mornings, paid bills, a safe home,
and peace.
In my position in social media, I still feel a bit of reticence in being excessively harsh in critiquing young ladies like Brittany Renner, who is excessively cursing to the point where these days it takes so much time to edit out the cursing. I just decided after a few minutes into the video, just let it go. And I hope that my listeners understand it.
You're so quick to talk about my relationship with Kevin. That nigga said the reason you do all these segments about me is because you're secretly in love with me.
There's this combination of just nature and time combined with this idea that you can do whatever you want to in this new feminist ideal, and it doesn't matter, and you can rewrite your narrative. And it's this kind of deceptive veil that many young ladies deal with, into the point where they realize that people are reacting to me differently. And that's because I just don't look the same way that I do now that I did when I was the hot thing on the block. And so how do you deal with that when you're Brittany Renner? You just double down on being the person that you've been all along, except a bit meaner and nastier.
You were not curious. You just went on you went on a rant. Like you were so angry. Like, you gave this nigga clout. You did this. This guy fucked you all kinds of ways because you want to fuck me. You love me, academics, and you've been in love with me for a long time.
I won't curse. I take a famous curse word and just say coof. Coof flipped around the other way means huh.
One of the reasons why many of us Gen Xers and some millennials push back on this blasphemous idea that hip hop from the beginning was this toxic masculinity was that there were parts of hip hop where people made a stand. And to think that there was a song where many prominent hip hop artists got together and made a song about not cursing. I mean, if you knew who Heavy D was, you know that he didn't curse in his records.
I don't have to swear, curse, or juggle.
But when he got together, Grand Poobah, who I think is criminally underrated, one of my top 10, 15 artists of all time.
It's time to kick a verse. God cipher divine, we can't curse.
You had CL Smooth with Pete Rock, who are probably the makers of one of the 5 best rap songs ever made.
Go ahead, ask me. Would I kick a curse in a verse? I say nope. God bless, but I can't mess around with the curses.
And of course, any track that has Big Daddy Kane on it was a guaranteed hit.
The smooth rap inventor, the enter. Rhythm questions 95, so there's no need to censor.
And just
so everybody, just for context, okay, we were talking about today's music. Okay, this is a classic track here.
It is
well worth the strike if I get it. But in those days, they were making creative music for the sake of creativity. It wasn't about spend that and driving a what's Rick Ross's thing? The Maybach. It wasn't about I got a Maybach or spend that, or it was creativity for the sake of creativity with some messaging.
Yeah. What song would you make if you knew that you're not going to get rich making it, but you wanted to make it anyways? That was basically like mid to late 80s to early 90s hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You get some fame, you're not going to get rich, but it's just art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think Q-Tip ends it. You point that out. So it's one of my favorite groups, The Tribe. But this is a classic track, everybody. Don't curse.
Just to show flex, at the end of the track, Heavy D adds Q-Tip on to boot.
God bless me because I reached my 21st FD. Don't drop a curse.
When you hear my generation speak of this alleged golden age of hip hop, it's not just because there was this wide variety of different types of hip hop songs to listen to and identify with. It was because the artists themselves had this kind of ownership, not just over the music itself, but the message it was sending out to the world. And so every so often you get a song like We're All in the Same Game, or Self-Destruction, or Don't Curse, where you see a variety of artists coming together with a positive message, reminding everyone listening to the music that there are some things that need to be remembered in this new era where we're portraying ourselves in this new artistry that we have a responsibility to. Of course, that responsibility has long passed away since we don't really control hip hop anymore. Now that hip hop is in the hands of a new generation of mostly young ladies, it's just gone somewhere else.
Who are you?
Guys, before we move on to Passport OG's brilliant finish, guys, that looks like the person holding up the sign. Guy Incognito did it. He got it. That looks like pre-Bad Boy Uptown MCA Diddy. That's him.
Yeah.
I can tell by the profile, the lips puckered out. That's Diddy.
It looks like him.
Yeah. He was with Andre Harrell before. I think Andre Harrell flushed him at some point for something, and Heavy D was at Uptown MCA. So good for you, Guy Incognito. I just saw it myself. All right, pre-Bad Boy, pre-Cassie, Diddy.
Well, so Will made a point about Corinne Steff, and she seems to be doing pretty well. There are two segments of doing pretty well, right? There is, I have enough money that I can live my life a certain way, and then there's, I want a certain level of dignity and respect, and money can't buy that. Like, who's the chick that's trying to get her videos taken off of the OnlyFans, whatever? Like, you could have $40 million, $50 million, $100 million, but if those, you see Kim Kardashian crying because her kid is looking at a video of her with Ray J, like, there's not amount of money that can remove that shame from your life. So, like, living your life with a certain measure of dignity and accumulating money in a way that's dignified is very different. And so we're going to see this play out time and time and time again as time goes on, where you get these young ladies talking about there's no men on my level, and they took the easy way to get the money. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to say, why can't you just remove those videos that I did off the internet because they're misogynist? It's like, misogynist or not, you did the video. Like, it's history now. You can't just erase that. And I that's just going to be a prominent part of, I think, the next 10, 15 years of just these women saying, I got money and prestige or whatever. Why can't I get those videos that made me rich erased off the internet? It's like, well, no, you should have done it the hard way. You chose not to do it.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye, Diddy. All up in the videos. Dancing in all the videos. Shout out to Suge Knight. All right. Come to death row.
Hands of a new generation of mostly young ladies is just gone somewhere else.
Who are you sitting behind this computer
Trina.
with no job telling her what she shouldn't do and what she should not get? Who are you to say she shouldn't receive a Grammy? You're not God. How are you going to say what she shouldn't do? That's not her blessing.
I think that the Black community does actually need strong nuclear families, but not because we're Black, but because that's the natural order. Because when God looked at man, he said it's not good for man to be alone. He gave him a woman. He didn't give him a village. He didn't give him the community. He said, be fruitful and multiply to this man and this woman. So it's supposed to be God, husband, wife, child. And that's the natural order. And that's why I think we can see some of the foolishness that we see in the Black community, because we are out of order.
Shout out to the Moynihan Report. Next to her was Delano Squires. So he wrote the book. He's been making the circuit. So it's Jason Whitlock's crew. So speaking of which, the opposite, here's Meg and is that Cardi? Looks like Cardi.
Mm-hmm.
Wishing just to kiss me on this wet and good motherfucking man. Like, this shit is.
This is the perfect pair for your iPhone.
All right, Brent Clemens.
It replaces 3 different chargers. This is the Ridge magnetic power bank. It snaps on with MagSafe.
All
no
up in the
cables, no
videos.
guessing. 20-watt fast charging, 10,000 milliamp.
Nigga talking about don't cuss.
Oh, here we go.
They told me to stop talking on their phone. So we can't even like. I am so sick and tired of fucking men. Fuck. Now I'm about to keep cussing. But make sure you. Fuck. That's your fucking face. I go back. You're a body matter bastard. I go back.
And we can make up all of this stuff that sounds good. I'm from a single parent home, and I'm not somewhere cracked out in the streets selling my body. However, that is not ideal. It would have been better for me to be in God's order, to have a mother and a father to raise me. And that's just what it is.
So because as Black men, we don't really have the ability to control an art form like, say, the early days of hip hop, I think the next evolution of controlling our environment is just allowing or not allowing certain energies into our space. Now, we hear plenty of talk on the internet about how many young ladies are saying they were choosing peace and all of that stuff. But for people that are not on the internet saying I'm choosing peace. They are actively doing it with their behaviors and not just saying they're doing it on the internet. And so this is an Uber driver, right or wrong woman shares argument with Uber driver after he told her and her best friend not to curse in his vehicle. That's all he wants to do. Maintain a space in his vehicle while he's working that is void of curse words. And these young ladies see that as oppression.
Motherfucking men, like this shit is nigga talking about don't cuss.
They're trying to take our right.
They told me to stop talking on their phone.
You said we can't even like.
Like, I am so sick and tired of fucking men. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Now I'm about to keep cussing. But make sure you
fuck. That's our fucking name. He's like.
So they're not only desecrating his car, they're desecrating my channel. Looks like she has a candy cane, no, cotton candy blue powder wig.
Yeah,
her hair's dyed. So this is your stereotypical modern,
covered in tattoos.
Cantankerous. Shout out to Toya Cantankerous. I'm gonna say what I want wherever I want, even if the rules in your Uber say don't curse. By the way, everybody, that was the brilliance of what Passport OG did here. He brought it full circle. We started with Heavy D, went to Brittany Renner, but we came to this. We came to this clip here of the Uber passengers, the cantankerous Uber passengers who are going to say what they wanted to say, even though there were rules. Seems to be a recurring theme. We're going to defy the rules. Very use.
Go back, you're a body matter bastard. I go back.
It's crazy. We didn't do anything disrespectful.
You're gonna let us out the side of the road. You're supposed to protect us, but you're not. You're not.
Exactly.
Okay, so all I ask. You're supposed to protect black women. You just picked us up from the hospital.
Exactly.
This is not anything about protecting or not protecting. You get in, you start cussing, and I say, ladies, please, language, please. And you said,
we're grown women. We're grown women.
There's no fucking timeout. Cancel the ride.
We're grown women. Okay, make sure you after you cancel because I'm not going to pay. You're definitely not getting a tip.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Because you're not even in a Tesla. He's driving the wrong car, Uber. He's driving the app says Tesla.
Please exit the vehicle. No problem.
That's a common response to I'm not happy, so I'm not paying. We're not going to pay you for, any of this. So.
Well, the thing is, you can get away with that attitude in America, but if you buy an Airbnb in Thailand or wherever it was, and you give this attitude, they're going to look at you sideways like, we're not used to people acting like this. Like you pay, you do what the rules say, and then you leave, or you don't abide by the rules and you get kicked out. Like, what is the third option here?
And they reverted to, well, you're a black man, you're supposed to protect us and take care of us and capitulate what we're doing. So I thought that was interesting too. He's not an obligation to endure what we're doing. Go ahead.
Trill is alluding to the you're a protector, right? You're a security guard, right?
We are women. You need us.
You're
bow down.
Security guard.
Shout out to Mr. Z. Vroom, vroom, vroom. All right. Oak Ridge, thank you for the generous $10 super chat. He says the dealing with the foolishness tax. Okay. Abdul Gaines has entered the chat. Abdul, thank you for being here and for your support. Return of Pablo says, I drive Uber and I don't negotiate. It's my car. I'll cancel and put them out. It's not Pablo Frescobar, is it? Joke's on her.
It looks like him.
Looks kind of like him.
Oh, I think that is him.
I think it is.
Hello, Pablo.
And then let's see, Guy Incognito. If you had to over tip at a restaurant because other black people are acting a fool, say hey. Or it's AI. It is. Oh, it is. Oh, salute, Pablo. Buenos tardes.
Buenos tardes, buenos noches. I don't know what it is.
This tardes. Here in the East Coast, it's Tardes. All right. For you, it's probably no chase. Okay, here we go. Here's the big finish.
Thank you.
Better not my belt. Might be good for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Shit. Make sure you cancel the fucking ride. Don't steal fucking rides there.
Just let him go on about his day. He can live on his conscience what he did to 2 black women. Whitewashed motherfucker like stuff.
I need the license plate. All right, damn.
So connecting this to your earlier video with the cop, you notice they said whitewashed. So it seems that adhering to a standard, adhering to a sense of decency, that's considered whitewashed, in addition to speaking and comporting yourself a certain way. So whitewashed, MFer. All right.
Well, if you're used to being able to do what you want and still being able to say that you're unprotected and you like that is, it's just a very unique position. That's all I'll say. I'll say it's not all black women, because I think some black women understand, like, if you act a certain way in certain situations, you're going to get dealt with. But this purveying ideal that you're the least protected and you could act a certain way like that, the time for people having tolerance for that is there are milliseconds of it left, not much.
Mm-hmm. Guy Incognito pointed out that he still says thank you after all that disrespect. This is why Becky wins. Yeah, I mean, he might be a devout Christian. I mean, he might be a devout.
Yeah, I think he is. I'm pretty sure he is.
Or a devout Muslim, and they don't necessarily. Yeah. Both faiths don't look well upon curse words. So it might not be whitewashed. He might just be devout.
Georgia. This professional 32 terabytes SSD, capable of holding the entire collection of the New York Public Library, is something you won't find at Best Buy or any electronics retailer.
Listening to this, you heard a lot of triggering, problematic conversation. The idea that you're supposed to protect women because they're women, but you don't have any authority over them simply saying, in my car, I would like for you to refrain from cursing. Them saying, hey, that's oppression. You have no right to oppress me in that way. You're supposed to be protecting us, and all of that noise. And so the gentleman simply says, well, I cannot control what's going on in the world. I can't control the kind of music that's being played. I can control the music that's being played in my car, and I can control if I'm going to drive people around that are cursing. He's simply saying, don't curse in his car while he's performing his job. And if you can't adhere to that standard, he simply doesn't want to take your money. Now, we could have a long conversation about who's right or who's wrong, but what's most important in this particular situation is he's made a decision about what he's going to do to protect his own peace. Mm-hmm. He can't control the music. He can't control the environment. He can't control feminism or the new way that women are behaving. All he can say is, in this particular space, I will tolerate certain things. And if you don't want to play by those rules, I don't even want your money.
You know, the effect that it's had, we've had women for generations now saying that they don't need a man, and we have boys that don't want to be one.
I want to be very honest with you. $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, no.
Okay, everybody. Enter in Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva giving his take on reproduction, on masculinity, on gender relations. Funky Dineva, everybody.
Mm-hmm. No shade, that actually is enough money for me to open my legs and have a baby from somebody, right? $3,200 a month is not worth me giving up 18 years of my life for no baby. Especially if you got pregnant trying to get child support, then the joke is on you. Because don't get me wrong, if she works and has $3,200, that is amazing. People say, remember, she is little baby mama. So $3,200 is nothing for her. You're correct. But I will say this, as ugly as it's going to sound, $3,200 ain't nothing to her. That's why it's dumb that she got stuck with a baby and all she got was $32 for it.
When a black woman can't feed her child, she gets a check from the government. When a black man can't feed his child, he goes to jail. So for right now, we're not really concerned about whether somebody likes us. Black men have started to step and be more logical. And that's why I think we can see some of the foolishness that we see in the black community, because we are out of order. We are out of order. Out of order. Out of order.
I love it when you do the slow down sound effect like that. We have Pablo is agreeing with Trust. He says, "Thank you for the $5 super chat." He says, "Loving the show. You guys have great synergy." Thank you, Pablo.
Yeah, we're like covalent bonds.
Oh, maybe the manosphere version of Siskel and Ebert. I don't know. Funky Dineva. It's funny. He has the most to say about heterosexual aspects.
Yeah, he does.
Interrelations, reproduction. He I think he came out. He jumped out in front of the camera after the Clifton Powell roundtable discussion to talk about masculinity. So interesting that he has so much to say about things that don't apply to him.
The thing that I think is a bit unnerving, or should I say even scary, is the idea of this really frivolous way of looking at family formation and how important family is, and this idea that you can just do it all by yourself. Like, you can get sick, you can get a natural disaster, like you can get laid off, like all kinds of things can happen to you as an individual. If you're not part of a group, like who's going to come to your, like, a GoFundMe is not going to save you. Like, it's not. Like, being part of a group is part of the human experience. Like, you identify with a group of people that are going to come to your rescue, and you're going to help them, and they're going to help you. And if you don't see any need for that group, the people that have groups are going to walk past you when you're begging on the street and say, "You want $1? I'll give you $0.25 to do this for me so that I can make $1 off of you." Like, it makes me shake my head, because all of these people walking around saying, "I can do what I can do what I want. I'm independent. I'm straight." At some point, you're going to need the help of somebody else. And if you don't have a group of people, all you can do is appeal to their sense of I don't know, mercy. And I don't know. I mean, mercy that's not a good thing to depend on if you want to eat.
Okay. Lewis, I think I did acknowledge your, let me check again. I think I didn't acknowledge your Cash App, but thank you for, yes, Lewis, thank you for the generous Cash App. Okay. And then Funky Dineva, someone wrote it here.
Oh, he did say that.
Yeah, I won't say the first part because I don't want my channel stricken for hate speech. But this is hate speech. He indulged in hate speech. He said black men, elk men, are a cancer. Yes, that was him.
He did say that.
We're cancers. Heterosexual elk men are cancers.
The men that create families,
yes,
are what's tearing the family system apart. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Let's we're coming down the home stretch here.
Black women, if you're a black king, you're supposed to protect us. We're black women, if you're a black king, you're supposed to protect us. But you're not.
Okay. Just a friendly reminder, happiness is quiet mornings, paid bills, a safe home, and peace.
This AI finds jobs for you, writes the email, and hits send. It's called Perplexity Computer. You connect your Gmail.
It's unfortunate that the modern state of hip hop does not have room for the kinds of songs that would sell, that a variety of artists can get together and say, we're not going to talk about any illicit usage of substances or using profanity or speaking down on women. That's just over now. And now that most women are in control of hip hop, it's basically turned into men need to give me money and I can freely use my body the way that I choose to. And so the evolution of that is we have to watch young ladies like Brittany Renner become very jaded, angry at men, and she gets on the social media microphone every time she has a chance to essentially tell people how terrible men are. And the only really
Passport OG, hold on a second. I gotta say this. I don't know if you remember that episode of Jerry Seinfeld where the woman looked one way and then he saw her again and she looked another way. I think there are times when she looks like a Barbie doll here, but then there are times when she looks kind of plain, and of course there are times when she's unhinged. So,
but I mean that's what happens with makeup and social media, and just, I mean, if you see someone in real life, that's way different from seeing them 1,000 times on social media. Her makeup might be different, the angle, so I mean, there are times where if the makeup is right, I mean, she looks really attractive in this picture, but if you look at her sitting in that car, you're like, is that the same person?
Yeah.
And you're talking about how many years apart? 5, 6, 7 max? Like Halle Berry at 22 and Halle Berry 29 did not change that much.
Trell, thank you for the generous $5 super chat. He says support Black male media. Thank you, Trell. Salute. All right, the big finish. I keep interrupting it.
She has a chance to essentially tell people how terrible men are, and the only really choice that we have as men is to protect our little piece of peace that we have in our lives, and that's what you're seeing more and more men do, especially Black men. I can't control what's going on the television or what's on the rap music airways. What I can control is this little piece of my world, my house, my car, what's in my stream or on my feed in social media. That I have control over. And that is a place I'm going to curate, a place where I can have peace. If young ladies want to have their way of having peace, more power to them. But for men in this environment where we can't really control man, woman, children, or having structure in our family without the young lady waking up one day and saying, I'm going to the state because I'm unhappy and you need to give me resources, then all a man really can do is say, well, the before where I had control, it's over. So now I have to deal with the after. And if the after requires me avoiding and being very careful and moving in a certain way, then that's just what it is. But the before is already over. And now we have to deal with the after that is here. You can't blame men for changing their behavior when the after has burnt so many men. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.
All right, everybody. Let's give a round of applause to the Passport OG. I mean, let me turn the volume up on that.
Playing.
Passport OG, do you have any words on any of those offerings?
I mean, I probably deal with an unhealthy amount of social media, but I'm just fascinated by it because these women are willingly putting this on the internet forever. And there basically is like a time capsule to say that if you are a man in 2026, this is what you are going into the world busting your behind to work for. And she's basically telling you, I'm not going to love you for who you are, for how nice you are, how good a person you are. You have to pay for me like you pay for everything else. And if you can't pay the right price, and this is not just an upfront price, it's just a daily price, then I'm going to leave. I'm going to try and take some of your resources because they belong to me. And a real man would understand that. And if you're on the outside looking in, you're like, this is, especially as Gen Xers, this is nothing close to the deal that was being offered to us, or at least supposedly being offered to us in the 90s. Like, how can you go from, I have a potential of driving a Lexus to driving a Yugo, and someone telling you the Yugo is a Lexus? The problem is not that you can't identify that they're not the same. The problem is that you don't understand value. And it's like, I know what a Lexus does. I know what a woman who cares about her husband, that cooks and cleans and is pleasant and is modest and goes to church. I know what that does for a family. And you're offering the opposite of that for a higher price. And you're telling guys the reason why you don't want it is because there's something wrong with you. You're the cancer community. It's like, okay, let's take a step back here and reevaluate, because this just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Like, divorce sucks, dude. Like, you have a kid with the wrong woman, you're talking about 2-3 decades of difficulty. So how do you square that circle? And they can't. So it's fascinating to watch it, because that you can see that many young ladies understand that something is not right. Why hasn't the guy chosen me? Why hasn't the guy sat me down? Why isn't there a guy who's come up to me and said, I'm going to sit you down, take care of you, I'm going to lead you X, Y, and Z? And I think there's a panic that's bubbling up. I really do. There a group of women saying, I'm 31, I'm 32, 35, 38. No man has come up to me and tried to choose me yet. What's wrong? Because like the average woman can't do Oprah and say, I'm going to retire myself. No. So it's fascinating to watch because you have these really liberated, kind of really rough around the edges women saying, it's time for me to be a wife. And they don't understand what about being a wife makes a dude go to a freaking place where they're pouring molten lead into molds and work there for 8 hours to say, I will do that for this woman. Like they're saying the dude that would do that for me is not here. So what's wrong? And truth of the matter is he's here. He's just hiding.
Or you don't see him as an option.
You don't see him
because his life isn't exciting and he doesn't
That's right.
cause that spark, or he doesn't he's not shiny on the gram. He doesn't have enough followers. That was the one thing I was going to say, following up what you said, is going back to the late 80s. All for those, maybe you millennials will know, but MTV, when MTV was MTV, they had a show. Maybe it was the first reality TV show, The Real World. And on The Real World, shout out to my brother Amal, they had the confessional. So they had this room where at the Catholic Church they have a confessional where you go in and you speak to the priest. They can't see you, but you're just talking. But they would have a confessional where the show participants would go into this room and talk about a spat between why they're having a spat with the other house members or what they're going through or why they're having a hardship. So that's what social media has become. That's what Instagram has become. That's what TikTok has become. It's become a confessional for a lot of these double X's. And it's out there for everyone to see. Yep. Even if you're not subscribed to those channels personally, Passport OG, Riva TV, Crimson Cure, they give us and others, they give us a nice Jeff St. James, they give us a nice insight as to what's happening on those confessionals. So before we stop, I want to say something for Toya. Toya, I gave Mandy B a third adjective. So you wrote abhorrent, obnoxious. Shout out to May. I'm adding cantankerous. So Mandy B, abhorrent, obnoxious, and cantankerous. I just want to get that in there. All right. Well, I have an hour and a half. I have another BGS book club I have to get ready for. So I'm doing a Jeff St. James doubleheader. Hey, Jeff, if you're watching this, Passport OG, do you have anything else? Thank you. And donating your time.
KMS, can I read the KMS passport?
Sure.
I don't want to read it. I want to be modest. Could you please read it?
All right. At the Passport OG, he is the first trip changed his life forever. Now
he has a super chat before that.
Oh, that's right. My goodness. Thinking about my BGS book club here. He says, Passport OG Tax, thank you for your unique perspective in speaking on behalf of us Black men who had to, quote unquote, leave to know how cool we really are. My son and I are going back to Nippon for another 10 days. That's in Japan?
Nippon is Japan, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
And I'm sure that go ahead.
I was going to say, and what's astounding is you create these offerings pretty much every single day. And it's amazing.
Well, what I would say to KMS is that one thing that if for kids that grow up in structure and order is that one thing that Asian societies offer is you have a structured society and you try and find your place in it. And as you recreate yourself or move up in the society, you recreate yourself. But if you're in a society where there's no structure and I don't want to use the ghetto ghetto chick, whatever, but your entertainment is being controlled by like the lowest class of your people, and the women that you want to marry and build families with are trying to emulate that behavior. There's no winning in that situation. Like the woman that wants to be Sexy Red, that wants to be Glorilla, she's just not a wife. Like you might listen to that music, you might dance to that music, but at a certain point, she should be embarrassed to the fact that she's listening to that music, and a guy that catches her listening to that. It's like, you listen to this? It's almost like a guy listening to, I can't say Luke. I mean, Luke, that's not a good example, but just a guy listening or doing something that's unbecoming of a man that's a family man, and the woman catches him listening to that or partaking of that, and she says, "You like this?" Like, it would be the same standard. And so if you're in a structured, ordered society, you learn how to perform in this group of people in that structure. And if you do your job, then you get properly appreciated for it. I mean, imagine if you're a guy in the Black community, you're paying $700 a month in child support, and the woman won't let you see her kid, and she's calling you a deadbeat. Like, there's no winning there. The woman should be shamed for, you have the guy doing what he's supposed to do, and you're still shaming the guy. Maybe you need to go sit down in the corner and be respectful of the fact that you have a guy giving you X amount of dollars a month. But if you don't have that, then guys that are used to structure are going to say, I don't want any parts of that. Let me just go somewhere where there's some kind of blueprint for how I'm supposed to act, because here there is none. So I'm sure that his son will definitely appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's that's all I had.
You have another live to prep for.
Yeah. I feel like, but darn it, I feel like I was gonna say something else, and then I hate when that happens. And then when I click the off button, it's gonna say this.
It's gonna pop.
Okay. Let's see. Passport OG makes these videos every day. Oh well, it's in the ether somewhere.
You can ask me the next time we do this.
Yeah. Well, Passport OG, thank you for this time to collab. I really appreciate it. The audience appreciates it. So I look forward to doing this again.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing what else you create.
But of course, hey man, it is wild looking at the culture we had 30 years ago and looking at what it is now, and it's just wild. I mean, when we were graduating high school in the early 90s, and you would have pointed to us and say, first of all, women would run hip hop, and it would be all Little Kims. Like, we wouldn't have believed it. We wouldn't have believed it. But here we are. And they're not even Little Kims, because Little Kim could rap. Like, it's like all like, I don't know, like Adina Howard's.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that gets us into the conversation about who actually controls the music companies, and it's a protected group we're not supposed to talk about or disparage. So I won't say who they are, but Leor Cohen, his group. So that gets to who changed the messaging and why. I think I was gonna we were talking about another content creator who's not in this sector, Big Ward the genius. I'd like to talk to him one day, but he made a similar observation about the music and the culture a couple of nights ago. He went to an all red party, and all they were playing were all the DJ played was Sexy Red and Glorilla and Young Miami and Meg.
It is no that I don't think that maybe it was last year or this year that they didn't have a rap song that topped the pop chart, the the pop charts for the whole year until this song with the scammer, whatever you call it song. Like that was like the first song in a year and a half that where it was a hip, or I don't know if it's hip hop or a woman hip hop singer or whichever that topped. I mean, maybe since WAP, maybe it's been a while. No Sexy Red, no Nicki Minaj. Like it's not popping like it used to.
Okay,
so maybe that means something.
All right, and Guy Incognito says, but Black people still consumed it. Yeah, so they can make it. We don't have to consume it, but large swaths still consume it. All right, everybody, I have to get ready for the next one.
Yep.
Passport OG, live long and prosper. Oh, I wrote a book too. I'm getting ready to drop something else. I won't give the spiel here, but if you want to take a look, the link is here. If you go to my online store, you use the coupon code GoBlue. That'll take $5 off the price. And if you want a signed copy, there it is, right back there. If you want a signed copy, I'll use a sale price for the hardcover 27, the paperback 22. Just you can use one of those methods there. But if you go to my store, just use the coupon code GoBlue and that'll take $5 off. All right, everybody. Thank you.
Quick question before you go. You went to UM, right? So
for grad school.
Fab Five, you were what, high school or you were in school?
Yeah. So I got there after they were there. My first year of grad school was Tom Brady's senior year. So overlapped my 1 year with Tom Brady.
Oh, so you went undergrad. Okay. So your grad school is
Johnson C. Smith. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah. All right. I will see some of you all later for those who will join me in BGS. If not, for the rest of you, I'll see you out there somewhere in the YouTube streets, maybe in Mr. Z's chat or Toya's comment section or Passport OG's chat or Passport OG's comment section. So I'll see you. So everybody, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. As always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time.
Salute, sir.
Bye-bye.